Hi, you guys. Welcome back. And of course, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to use a crystal spell to clear a haunting. So stay tuned. You guys, check out this shirt that my sister got me as a birthday gift. I mean, it's perfect, don't you think? Today, I wanted to show you guys how to clear a haunting using a crystal spell that I actually found in my book, The Crystal Witch. Now, this particular crystal spell is pertaining to the type of haunting where you may actually be living with a spirit who is either unaware that they are dead or has, for some reason or another, simply failed to pass over. Because there are some different types of hauntings as well. Some people kind of see the same thing repeated over and over, and that's more of a residual haunting, which is what I believe is more like an energy imprint of the life of the person who once lived, or of an imprint of something that was very emotionally disturbing sometimes. So strong emotions are usually involved in those type of hauntings, or possibly even just something that the spirit of that person loved to do, sometimes will residually continue to do that in the physical realm once that person has already passed on. So you don't necessarily need to clear a residual haunting for the most part, because those are generally harmless. There's no intelligence behind those hauntings. Now, some people live with demonic spirit, and that's a whole nother story as well. So if there's a poltergeist type of haunting, or more like a demonic type of possession, then this is not the crystal spell for you. So as I stated, if this is a spirit of someone who should have already passed on, that is living along with you in the physical world, then this is the spell to use to clear your haunting. As many of you may already know simply by watching some of my previous videos, you can actually use spells to simply focus your intention on a particular point of focus. So when I say that I'm going to show you how to do a crystal spell, it does not mean that you have to be a witch who's a member of a coven in order to practice this spell work. This is something that you can do alone and in private. And this is something that anyone can do. In fact, you don't need a spell to clear a haunting, you guys, because if you remember, Jesus told us that we can do anything that he does. And in fact, we can do even greater works. So my point is that anyone can conduct this spell work. All you need are strong intentions that you can focus on what you want to accomplish through the spell. Now, on top of a strong intention and focused concentration, let's think what else Jesus had that maybe we might need to call forth in order to have such authority over spirits. That thing that Jesus had is just the complete belief in himself, that utter knowing from deep within that he was the authority over any spirit that he was speaking to. So because he also told us we can do everything he does, let's call that power forth in ourselves before performing any type of spell work. So in the book Crystal Witch, there is a list of suggested ingredients to properly do this spell. Now, I had to actually alter this ingredient list for my own personal use because I didn't have, for instance, the Black Jade stone. I do, however, have a green jade stone. And so rather than running out to the nearest crystal shop and purchasing a Black Jade stone, I'm just going to be a little more inventive with what I actually have in my home already. So this will also help you guys to understand that anytime you see a spell for anything, the list of materials is usually like, the way I like to look at it is that it's like a recipe for cooking a delicious meal. The list of ingredients are very important, especially the main base ingredients. But as long as you get some things with the right flavors, you can add whatever you want or make substitutions where it might be necessary for you. Okay, so in this spell, that is exactly what had to happen for me because I have green jade rather than black jade. So the green jade will still have the same properties of the jade that the black jade have, but it will also be lacking some of the properties that the color black in the stone would have brought to the table. So along with the jade, I will be including some black obsidian. So I have this chunk of black obsidian that I will also be using for myself while performing this spell for you guys, or to show you how to do it. So if you do not have the proper tools, just remember, as long as you kind of look at what we're using those materials for, then you can certainly make substitutions and that will work just fine. Okay? So that's one substitution I made. And another is that I do not have a large white feather. Now, I looked at the spell in the book, and really, the only thing we will be using the white feather for is to waft the smoke over our altar. So, I never use feathers to waft my sage smoke, so I'm going to simply blow the smoke over with my own breath. But I did find a small white feather to put along with my spell ingredients, just to kind of have, you know, the presence of the white feather. Does that make sense? But if you feel as though you would like to have a feather to waft the smoke, then you will have to go acquire a large white feather. All right. And of course, I always have sage on hand, so I have plenty of sage to perform this spell. And the other item is a bowl of salt. And so, of course, most kitchens have salt. So I went and found me some sea salt and placed it in a bowl to use for this spell. So once I have acquired and prepared all of my spell ingredients and materials, then it is time to begin. But like any spiritual practice, and if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that we like to begin any spiritual work by just centering in mind and body. So always begin by centering yourself, however it is that you do it. But on this channel, we like to do deep breaths and then expand our light. So close your eyes, inhale deeply through your nose, hold the breath in tension, exhale and relax. Your exhale should be a little bit longer than the inhale, and blow the exhale out of your mouth. Repeat this again, inhaling through your nose, hold the breath, then blow it out of your mouth about 3 times. And then you simply bring your attention to your solar plexus, which is about an inch or two above your belly button. So bring your mental attention to your solar plexus, and then with your mind, perceive a ball of light shining brightly inside of you. And then using your mental will and desire, just cause that light to grow and expand, filling your entire body with light. And then expand that light out into your aura. So now your body and your aura are full of light. And then I just like to bring my attention from the soles of my feet all the way up to the crown of my head. When I'm fully centered, I just inhale deeply and open my eyes. Okay, so now we're ready to go. All right, so this spell begins, obviously, because there are crystals involved. You are going to want to use the sage smudge stick to cleanse and clear the crystals of any negative or unwanted energies that they might have absorbed. So we will simply begin by lighting the sage and cleansing the crystals. Once the crystals have been cleansed, then it's time to charge them with your intentions. So I just like to take my crystals that I'm using, if they can both fit in my hand, and then simply place them in my hands, close my eyes, inhale deeply again, and then I just simply recite something stating my intentions with these crystals. So I might say something like, I ask that the highest vibrations of light and love connect with my highest self and release all previous programming or unwanted energies. And now I ask that this black obsidian and this jade stone to please be filled with the intention of helping this lost or misguided spirit to follow the white light, to go into the realms where they can pass over. It's also important to use strong visualization and imagery in your mind as you are setting your intentions into the crystal. So while you're focusing your intentions into your jade, your black jade crystal, or other crystals that you might be using, just be sure to image or imagine a beam of white or golden light bringing this spirit up into the heavens. So that way your imagery is also added to the intention, which is amplifying your intention. So once you have created your intentions and this strong imagery or visualization of the light, then you're going to want to continue to just experience this positive thinking and imagery for like about 10 minutes or so. It's kind of like sitting in meditation. Simply hold the crystals within your hands and continue to, imagine your intention to send the spirit to cross over. And basically send the spirit to the white light of God, or whatever you want to call it or visualize it as. But like I said, just continue this visualization and positive thinking for the next 10 minutes or so. And then once you've completed that part of this practice, then you can take your crystals as well as your bowl of salt and go place them on your altar. Now, once the materials are up on the altar, then you want to ensure that all of the windows and doors are closed. And you simply want to light your smudge stick once again, and then begin to take your white feather, or if you don't have a white feather that will waft the smoke like me, then you can blow the smoke, or, use another item to waft the smoke over your altar with those spell materials sitting there. And now for the fun part. Once you have smudged your altar with all of the spell materials sitting on it, then it is time to take it on the move throughout the rest of your house. So, you're going to want to ensure, again, that all the windows are closed and the doors are closed. So that way when you enter into each room, the room is just kind of closed in on itself. You will be bringing your salt along with you, as well as your sage smudge stick. You can leave the crystals upon the altar at this time. Now, you will also be bringing your white feather if you want to use the feather to waft the smoke. But I'm obviously not going to be doing that because my feather doesn't do a lot of wafting. Okay, so once you have your materials ready, then it is time to enter into the first room where you want to start this spell. And you want to chant this spell in each and every room of the house with the windows closed. Remember that. So you will have your sage stick lit and ready to go and smoking. And remember, this is just like when we were wafting it into the altar, but this time we're wafting the smoke into the air of the room. You're just going to want to make sure to get all the dark corners and crevices to just make sure the smoke is filling the space. Especially dark corners where the energy might actually kind of build up in those corners. And so, as you're smudging each room, you're going to want to recite this spell. And it goes, I order the spirit of this house to leave and go up to the light. I command you to go through the door. You are not welcome anymore. Vacate this space and leave with love. Take flight and transcend up above. So you're saging the room and you simply chant this once in the room. And then you move into the next room and do the exact same thing. So you want to have the sage smoke going in the room, and then you want to chant the spell. I order the spirit of this home to leave and go up to the light. I command you to go through the door. You are not welcome anymore. Vacate this space and leave with love. Take flight and transcend up above. And again, move into the next room and repeat again and again until you have done every room in the house. Once you have entered into the final room, then you're going to want to close the speaking part of the spell by saying, and so it is, or so mote it be, or whatever you want to say to basically solidify and close your intention. Now, it's very important that while you are chanting this spell in each room, like I said earlier, it's very important to have confidence in yourself and authority. So you don't want to walk in and be bashful or scared to say anything. You want to walk in with true power and authority. And you just do that by standing firm in what you're doing and having a strong and pure intention to truly help the spirits that might be residing in your home with you. Now, once you've completed the chant and spell, then you just go back through each of the rooms that you were just in and sprinkle a little handful of salt onto the floor of the room and then open the window. Okay? Now, once you have gone through each room that you did the chant in and sprinkle the salt on the floor and open the window, then you just want to take the rest of the remaining salt, if there is any, and place it back on your altar. And when you put it in your altar, you can simply place the jade, the black jade stone inside, or in my case, it's the jade and the black obsidian stones are inside. So whatever yours looks like. Anyway, then place the salt with the crystals back on the altar. And you can leave the bowl of salt on your altar for about a week or so. And after about an hour of doing the spell, you can go back through your house and close all the windows and sweep up your salt and stuff like that. But you'll want to leave all that there for about an hour. Just give it a little time to work its magic, so to speak. Now, once you have done this spell, you should begin to feel the energy in your home just become a lot lighter than it was before. And if you helped that spirit to cross over, then you shouldn't have any more hauntings going on in your home moving forward. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. So, if you like this video, be sure to click that like button. And of course, you can feel free to share this video with any of your friends on social media. If you are a viewer but not yet a subscriber, I would love for you to click subscribe right under this video. And once you have subscribed, then you can click the bell to be notified each and every time that I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.